Listen, she seems uninterested. You're misinterpreting the signals. You think distance means loss of interest, and silence means she's moved on. What if she told you she has more feelings for you than you realize? And the surprising thing is, the colder she is, the more irritating she becomes. Follow along, because it gets complicated. Most men completely ignore these signs. They give up when she starts to understand. Her mind is working overtime. But there's one specific sign that speaks volumes. And when I tell you what it is, she'll tell me about every interaction you've had. You'll notice patterns you've completely missed. I'll show you the subtle signs that she's always thinking about you, even if she seems uninterested, cold, or emotionally distant, even if all outward signs point to her not being interested. And that's what no one else is telling you. There's a psychological phenomenon that occurs in a woman's mind when she's attracted to someone, but tries to hide it. Once you understand it, you won't misinterpret her signals. But first, let's talk about the biggest mistake you're making right now. A huge mistake. Why do you think everything you know is wrong? Think about this. It takes hours to reply. When you get to know her, she feels comfortable, even seems very comfortable. She no longer initiates conversations, and when you're together, she seems like a completely different person. She starts asking questions about everything. Maybe I misunderstood her. Maybe she wasn't interested. Maybe I should move on. But here's what's really happening. And as you know, this turns everything you thought it was on its head. When a woman is strongly attracted to you, her mind goes into what psychologists call defense mode. Avoidance. It might sound contrived, right? But bear with me. Here's what you need to understand. Women don't show interest the way men do. When a man is interested in you, he pursues you and makes it clear, closing the distance between you. But when a woman is strongly attracted to you and thinks about you constantly, she often does the opposite. She pushes you away, tests you, and sees how you will respond to her attraction. Why? Because attraction to women is accompanied by fear. Fear of rejection, fear of appearing desperate, and fear of losing control in the process. So her mind does something that contradicts her senses, telling her to withdraw to protect herself. This is the part that makes you reconsider every cold reaction you've received from her. Every time she thinks about you, she thinks about you as if she shouldn't, because thinking about you is frightening and makes her vulnerable. Her defense mechanism is to create emotional distance by focusing her thoughts on you personally. But here's where things get interesting. There are 7 sure signs, and the 4th sign, when you notice it, is undoubtedly that she's under a lot of stress. I'm going to talk about that. First, let me show you the patterns that reveal what's going on in her mind, the subtle signs, what her behavior is really telling you. Before we begin, let me do you a favor. If this makes you think of someone, hit the like button, because what follows will explain things like never before. Now, let's move on to the next point. First, she'll look at you when she thinks she's not interested. This is crucial. And most men don't realize this because they're too busy trying to get her attention directly. Women are smart. When she's truly thinking about you, she's studying you, your body language, who you're talking to, and how you behave. You might see her looking directly at you or following you around the room. But here's the secret. She returns your gaze when her eyes meet yours. That fleeting glance. It's not a lack of interest, it's a genuine connection to you. In the digital world, things are different. They see your posts within minutes of publishing them, like your old posts from weeks ago, and scroll through your profile without you even noticing. Why is this important? Because attention is money. Her mind follows her attention, but here's something most men don't know. When she glances at you furtively, it means she's thinking about past encounters, conversations, and events that haven't yet occurred. This isn't just a passing fancy, it's an obsession. Another sign is that she remembers small details you mentioned weeks ago. Now right here, you start to notice the pattern. You casually mention that you have a presentation coming up. 2 weeks later, she asks you how it went. You mention a band you once liked. You bring it up casually in conversation as if it's nothing. You might think, well, she's nice. She has a good memory. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. Most people forget 90% of what you say within 24 hours. That's how human memory works. But when someone is constantly thinking about you, they replay your conversations. They remember the details. They build a mental profile of you. And the amazing thing is you might not even realize you're doing it. Her mind prioritizes the information she has about you above all else. If she remembers that you don't like olives, or that your sister's name is Emma, or that you have a scar from a childhood bicycle accident, she's thinking about you more than she should. But the third point is the one that's truly intriguing. The third sign is that her friends know about you and are acting strangely towards you. This is a clear sign of infidelity, in fact, one of the most reliable. Her friends will mention you or talk to her about you when they're around. They might be secretly teasing her or pretending to know something she's unaware of. They might give you a meaningful smile when you enter the room. Someone might suddenly say something like, "Oh, you're a man," then quickly correct themselves. Women talk to their friends about the people they're attracted to. That's how they structure their attraction. But here's what you need to know about this zodiac sign. If her friends know you without spending much time with you, it means you've become a topic of conversation. She asks them for advice about you, shares your messages with them, and tells them stories about your relationships. You're practically a ghost in her mind and in her group chats. When her friends start acting differently around you, it's because they've heard enough about you to form an opinion. They're privy to everything that's going on between you two. Now we come to the fourth sign, and the most important one. It confirms everything. But first, I want to tell you something that most men misunderstand. The fourth sign is that she suddenly contacts you and then disappears again. Well, this is a sign that really confuses men, and it's also a strong indication that she likes you. Here's what happens. She sends you a random picture, a question, or a message saying, "This reminded me of you," which seems like a risk-free move. She replies to her and has a good conversation. She feels good. She thinks, well, maybe she's interested. Then she disappears for days, maybe a week. She wonders what happened. Did I say something wrong? But here's what's really going through her mind. And it might sound strange, but it's based on psychological principles. She couldn't stop thinking about you, so she sought you out. Her desire to talk to you was so strong that she felt compelled to look for you. But as she reflected on it, her fear intensified. Wait, am I being too obvious? Does he think I'm giving in? Am I giving him too much power? So she's running away, not because she's lost interest, but because she's trying to control her emotions. In psychology, this is called the approach-remove conflict. She's attracted to you, but she's afraid of what that might mean, so she maintains a distance. She gets close enough to stay on your radar, but she pulls away before she reveals too much. And here's the other side of it. She's constantly thinking about you. The timing of her random messages follows a specific pattern. It's not a coincidence. This only happens when you think you've forgotten her. Or do you think so? If the silence lingers, and if she's no longer interested in you, she fears you've lost interest. She won't fill the void. She doesn't mind you being in her life, but she does mind because you're always on her mind. Now let me show you the remaining 3 signs. Then I'll show you the 7th sign, which is exactly what you need to do next. The 5th sign will be slightly different in your environment from others. Pay attention to this because it's subtle, but once you know what to look for, you'll find it everywhere. She's biased with most people, but with you, it's different. She might be more cautious, or maybe she'll laugh a little at your jokes. Her tone of voice might change slightly when she talks to you. She might touch her hair more, fidget with her phone, or avoid eye contact more quickly than usual, but this is what most men overlook. These aren't just nervous habits, they're reactions to stress. Stress in this context doesn't mean she's uncomfortable around you, but rather that others are affecting her nervous system in ways she doesn't want. If someone truly dislikes you, they'll be completely detached. Their body language will be calm and their jaw will be clenched. These are the people who make us feel the things that cause these subtle changes in behavior. And if she's more cautious with you than with others, it's a stronger sign that she's flirting because she's protecting herself. She's building walls because she knows you have the power to influence her. People don't build walls around those they don't care about. The 6th sign is that she's testing you. Most men fall into this trap without realizing it. This is crucial, and most are completely oblivious to what's happening. She'll say something to gauge your reaction. She might mention another man at random to see if you get jealous. She'll cancel dates to see if you react emotionally or remain calm. It might suddenly call you to test your reaction. Do you react impulsively? Do you get angry? Or do you stay calm? Now, here's what you need to understand. These games aren't just for fun, they're subconscious tests. They're trying to see if you have self-confidence and emotional strength or if you'll succumb to pressure. When a woman is serious about a relationship with you, you need to be sure of the sincerity of your feelings. This will reassure her because you've proven yourself different from all the other men she admires. This brings us to point 7, which is exactly what you need to do now. I know it's not easy. When you like someone, you crave clarity. You just want them to tell you how they feel, but attraction doesn't work that way. This is especially true for women who are protective of themselves. So pay attention, trust the signs, and most importantly, have enough self-confidence to achieve the desired outcome. Because the man who can sit still is the man every woman desires. If this video helped you see things from a different perspective, leave a comment with "I know," so I know you're paying attention to the real signs, and hit the subscribe button because we'll delve deeper into the meaning of attraction that most people miss. The video below shows you exactly how to turn her curiosity into action.